WGVE, the sounds of the legendary Gary's own Jackson's Shake Your Body
royalty
to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael and Jackie and Tito and Marlon and Randy.
Yep.
Randy
Watson. Yes. I don't know what's going down episode of That's My Mama.
Yeah. So that's the Jackson Shake Your Body Down to the Ground. What album was that?
That was on Destiny.
Destiny?
Yep.
Yeah. That was an absolutely amazing album.
Yep.
And speaking of amazing, we have an amazing person here to talk about an amazing cause for an amazing event coming up this weekend. And so, Miss Angela, welcome to the Back in the Day Block Party. Angela is with the Alzheimer's.
Let's get this right. How do you pronounce it?
It's Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's. Now, see, this is life changing to me because I've always said it wrong.
Well, how have you been saying it?
Alzheimer's.
That old timers. That's what a lot of people say. Yeah, but it's the Alzheimer's Association.
Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's. That's good. Okay, now that's okay.
Well, we're off to a great start. I'm teaching you already. Praise the Lord. Come on now.
Amen.
And so, what is going down this weekend? And then, before we get to that, tell us what is the organization's purpose and mission.
The mission of the Alzheimer's Association is to help those who are dealing with this disease and those who don't know about it. We have a lot of different resources. You can go to our website, alz.org, and we have a free 24/7 hotline that you can call. That number is 1-800-272-3900. For those of you that don't know what Alzheimer's and dementia is, those types of diseases, they affect the brain. I'm personally connected to it. That's why I started volunteering in July of 2019. My grandfather was diagnosed with Alzheimer's back in 2006, I believe. Actually, before my grandmother passed in 2005, but she didn't tell us. So this is my maternal grandfather. And then my mom, she was diagnosed in 2014 or 15. But I noticed in 2012, she was already starting to have some of the memory losses, and it wasn't just the regular memory loss. It was a little bit different. And it progressively got worse. So it's a lot of things that affect. It starts with the brain, with memory loss, and people think, well, I'm just forgetting things, but it can be much more, much more than that.
So what is like some of the signs, like early onset?
Oh, sure. Hold on one second. I guess I should have had that out.
Oh, that's okay.
No, but you know what? Like I said, the memory loss is sometimes. My mom would do this. My dad, we always left keys in the doors. So she would take the keys out, put them up, but she wouldn't remember where they were. Things like that. One thing I think about is when they were would he would take her to the doctor. She became fixated on her stuffed animal, not her dolls she had.
Yeah, my grandmother was like
she
that.
was like that. So she was always about the babies. And her dad did too. He kept talking about, the kids are over. And my mom was like, what kids do you have over at the house, Daddy? Come to find out, it was in his mind. It wasn't really kids. And his got really bad in 2008 during the election. And so when all the things would come through the mail, the different pamphlets, the different, whatever, we went over there one time and he had them. Had a few in the bedroom on his dresser. And in this time, as the months went on, I remember we took him out for Father's Day, and then we come back and I'm like, Grandfather, I hear somebody, why is the TV on downstairs? He said, I left it on for my friends. Well, what friends in your house? Come down and he had different magazines sitting in the sofa. Those were his friends.
Oh, okay.
That's what he equated. He would talk to them.
Right. And
so that's the thing. They get in their mind, they can see, and then delusions are a big part of it as well. My mom thought that somebody was in the house and trying to kill us one day. She was so afraid. She really believed somebody was in the house. She said, Angie, don't you see that person? I said, no, Mama, nobody's there. And she thought she was going to go to jail. She was in there packing up her clothes, thinking she was going to go to jail. Wow. She said, it's not right. I'm in my own house. How is it they can come in my house and they have a gun, but they're going to take me to jail? Lose really all touch with reality.
I had an experience where my grandfather suffered with dementia. And currently I have a loved one now who has dementia. So it's a somewhat difficult thing to watch when you watch someone mentally decline.
Yeah.
So the association is doing some really powerful work in trying to draw more attention, especially to families of color.
Exactly. That's a big thing. I talked about that a little bit earlier. A lot of things with folks of color, we tend to just not talk about it. I think about when I was young coming up, everything was a secret. Even things that shouldn't have been. It's like, it's not even a big deal. What do you mean it's a secret, Grandma? Don't tell so-and-so this. That's our private business. It's like, they already know, but come on, that's it. That's it. But we have got to get out of that mindset.
Right.
Especially with this type of disease.
Yeah.
I did a Facebook fundraiser for my team. I'm team captain of Releford Rebels. And I got a little alert the other day, Friday night, when I got home from work, that somebody had donated. And it was somebody I knew, and I sent a message saying, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. Come to find out that, that her husband, she's dealing with that right now.
Oh, wow.
You just don't know because people aren't talking about it.
Right.
And a lot of people don't want to put that, and I get that. Everybody's not like me. I don't mind telling my story. Because before my mom died, I said I want to tell the story so that people don't have to go through what we went through.
Right.
If I can help somebody out, then that's what I'm going to do,
Yeah.
So I don't believe in that keeping everything quiet. If I got some information, I want to share it with you to help you out so you don't have to go through the struggle.
Right.
So.
And it's not, you don't have to be old to have this either.
No.
That people don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, they have, it's early onset. I have a friend. He became a friend of mine because he's, we met on social media. He's running the Ironman 10K. He's going to be doing that in Hawaii. I think it was canceled for this year, so he's going to do it again next year. But he's running a mile for different people. My favorite number is 24. And so I sent him a little message, and he's running. When he runs it, he's going to run mile 24 in my mother's memory.
Okay.
In her honor. Her name was Sarah Elizabeth Releford.
Okay.
Yeah. My mom was 69 when she died.
Oh, wow.
She was young. She was diagnosed at 65.
Wow.
Well, 64. And I was in Ohio at the time. I knew she was sick. My dad's still living. They were married for 49 years before she passed away. But with a lot of things, men, I'm not trying to talk about y'all, but y'all know y'all
about
y'all don't even like take care of yourselves a lot of times. And my dad was in denial because that was his best friend. Him and Mama grew up together. They had known each other over 60 years. And so he was in denial. So I would tell him, I said, well, Daddy, you need to, my mother loved to cook. So he's still in the kitchen with knives and stuff. She didn't remember how to cook. But I said, Daddy, I'm afraid for you and for Mom. I didn't want to hurt herself or him. But he said, Angie, I don't want to. He felt like if he got the help by placing her somewhere, a dementia or Alzheimer's care unit, he felt like he'd be throwing her away. And I said, Daddy, that's not the case. I said, but you can't continue to do this by yourself. Right. Because I wasn't there. But we were very blessed. We found a facility in Maryville, Spring Mill. And they were very good. You can come anytime, day or night, and visit her. My dad only missed maybe 10 days total of coming to see Mama while she was there for almost 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he missed a week because he had a kidney removed, and the other 3 days were just weather related. But he came out there every day to see his wife. So it's okay to say you need some help.
Right.
I don't care, black people, white people, I don't care, but my black folks, we got to do better.
Right.
We've got to do better. And telling people about things, getting this information out. And also, if you're going through something, I'm not saying you've got to shout it from the rooftops. Right. But like I said, if you are going through this and you need some help, I was in Ohio, I wasn't here. But I would call that 800 number, and again, the number is 1-800-272-3900. That's a 24/7 hotline for the Alzheimer's Association. There's always somebody on the other end of that phone. I mean, you can call day, night, whenever. You just need somebody to talk to. Because a lot of times when people are dealing with this, they don't have anybody to talk to.
Right.
Because they feel like they're alone. But you're not alone. You're really not alone. You just don't know who.
People dealing with this.
Yeah. And you don't have to go through it by yourself.
Right.
That's the thing. So you don't have to worry about when you call this number, you're just talking to somebody on the other end. It can just be to have a quick conversation, or if you need some vital information, they can give you that information.
Absolutely. So we got an event coming.
That's right.
Oh,
so
definitely.
Talk to me about the event.
Oh, sure. We have 3 different walks, but the first one is the Lake County Walk.
Woohoo!
And that's this coming Sunday, September 12th. at Wicker Park in Highland.
Okay.
And you can, if you haven't registered, there's still time for you to register to walk. But we're going to be at Wicker Park in Highland, Indiana. The walk begins at the opening ceremony begins at 1 o'clock. Check-in for participants is at 12. Things dealing with COVID. Last year we didn't have an in-person walk. We had to sort of walk wherever you are. People can still do that this year, but if you want to come out and walk with us, you can do that. You do need to pre-register for that. There is no cost for the walk. But we're going to have our opening ceremony at 1 p.m. But we're not going to do like we usually do, where everybody starts at the same time and we're all herded together. Due to COVID, and the CDC guidelines, we're going to kind of stagger. So if you come in at like 12 o'clock, you and your team are getting registered, you can go ahead and start walking in. So you just walk whenever you get ready to. Cool. So yeah, and the walk is our biggest fundraiser for the year. So we do Facebook fundraisers. In 2019, I did a bake sale, and just people just give. You never know where that money will come from, and that money helps. It goes towards research. It's a lot of different research going on, different treatments, some pills. Whatever it is that can help these people. Because the goal of the Alzheimer's Association is to one day not have to exist.
Right.
So hopefully, prayerfully, when my grandbaby grows up, she won't really remember her great-grandmother, but I tell her stories, and she still, when she looks at a picture of her, she goes, that's my great-granny. She's only 4. But my prayer is that when she's older, she won't have to deal with this type of thing.
Right. Yeah. That's always the hope in the end.
Yeah.
So tell us more. Tell us about the walk again. It's this Sunday?
This coming Sunday, September 12th, at Wicker Park in Highland, Indiana. That's the Lake County Walk. We'll begin at check-in for participants begins at noon, and the walk itself, the opening ceremony, is at 1 o'clock.
How long is the walk?
The first is like almost 1 mile, and then I think 2.5. So you have 2 different options you can choose.
I can do that.
That's what I'm telling you. You know you can.
Yeah.
Chelsea said, "Come on."
That's right.
I'm hosting. I need
come on. Yeah, that's right. Miss Chelsea. I'm about to mess up the child's name.
Right.
Yeah, she knows who she is. Chelsea Stalling Whittington, excuse me, to get it right on the radio. She's going to be our wonderful hostess with the mostest. We're really excited about that we've been able to partner with her this year. Thank you again, Chelsea, for having this opportunity so we can come on and talk to folks a little bit about the walk.
Yeah, you got a great partner there.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
And she will shut it down.
Shut it down.
No swimsuit.
Let me
wear regular clothes to walk.
Praise the Lord.
Okay.
Real quick,
let me walking miles and speedos and stuff. We're not doing that.
Chelsea on punishment.
Right.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Quietly I am.
Oh Lord. I tell you, these days and times, like I told you before, we need to laugh.
That's true.
If you can't laugh,
that's true.
I don't like people that don't have a sense of humor. You don't have a sense of humor, you dry.
I
don't like being around them type of folks.
Either.
Not just because you're born, but because what's wrong with your life?
Right.
You can't smile.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. You are preaching right there.
On point.
Give them the statistic, Angela, about when people call the hotline the most.
Oh, it's in the early morning hours.
Really?
In the early morning, I think it's between 3 and 5 a.m. It's somewhere in that time when people call the hotline. Because a lot of times, that's maybe the only time that they have available to speak. Because if you're a caregiver, and that's another thing, people who are caregivers, they spend so much time trying to take care of other, and not just with Alzheimer's, but with any type of disease. If you have a loved one that has a type of disease or illness, you spend so much time pouring into that person.
Right.
And you don't have that much time for yourself. So while I'm talking about caregivers, let me take this moment to say, if you are a caregiver out there, I don't care who you're caring for, what type of ailment they may have, you've got to take some time to make sure you spend a little bit of time on yourself.
Yeah. You
need that me time. You have to rejuvenate, because you cannot effectively take care of somebody else if you're breaking down.
Right.
That's just very important to know. So a lot of times, 3 to 5, maybe that loved one's finally going to sleep.
Right, because I know they get confused night and day.
Yep. So another thing about my mom, I was visiting from Ohio, and it was 3 o'clock in the morning. I was down in the basement. I heard her moving around up there. She's up there opening up the curtains. It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
So I walked up there, and this was the same night she happened to be in the kitchen, and I heard her in there. I'm like, what is she boiling? She's boiling water. Was anything in the pot? Just the water. Wow. So I had to wait till she walked away to turn it off. And then she'd forget that she even had it on. Because if I would have done it while she was looking at him, she'd be like, what you doing? Then she, you know, they can get combative.
Right.
Another thing, when they get combative, don't throw that back at them.
Right.
You can't do that because you're doing them a disservice and you're not helping them or yourself.
Right.
When she would forget I was a child, I just kept rolling. You know, because it became a time when she totally forgot I was a child. And so I didn't call her, her first name Sarah, I didn't call her Sarah. We don't do that. Where I'm from. I called her Sister Sarah because she remembered her name, but she didn't remember she was a mother.
Okay.
I tell people she would have mommy moments. She would remember that I was important to her, but she didn't remember she had kids.
Oh, okay.
You know, so it's different things. You have to find ways to navigate. Like I always say, you have to meet them where they are.
Right.
That's the most important thing. Because at that point, it's about making sure you help them, because the things that were going on in my mom's mind didn't make sense to me, but it made perfect sense to her. Right. You know, and it didn't hurt me any just to kind of say, okay, well, XYZ, even though I knew it was ABC, if it was XYZ to her, that's what we were going with. Right. Because it made her day go better. Right. You know? So, but yeah, I did want to say, if anybody does have any questions in regards to the walk, you want more information, there's still time for you to register. The walk is, again, this coming Sunday at Wicker Park. You can start, the check-in is at 12 noon. I advise you to reach out to Katie Reiser. She's our development manager. Okay. And her number is 219-472-1860. Again, that's 219-472-1860. And Katie will be glad to give you any information. She can help you so that you can get registered. Because we're asking if you can register before you get there, you plan on walking with us.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. All right, Miss Angela?
Angela Releford, that's me.
All right, Miss Angela. We appreciate you for coming by the Block Party.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
We're definitely going to come out and support.
I appreciate it. Please do.
One more time, where's it at?
Oh, this coming Sunday is our Lake County Walk at Wicker Park. We'll be starting up at noon. The following Saturday, we have a new walk, Porter County. Okay. And that's in Valparaiso at Porter County, it's Sunset Hill Farm Park is what it's called. The 18th, so that's the Porter County Walk. Okay. And then the final walk on October 9th is in Michigan City at Washington Park. Okay. So we have 3 different walks this year. Normally we have 2, the Lake County and Michigan City, but we split up Lake County and Porter County. Okay. So our first walk is this coming Sunday at Wicker Park in Highland.
Right. And you got a website?
Yes. If you call, ALZ.org is our the website for the Alzheimer's Association. It has information about the walks. You can put in, like if you're looking for Lake County, Indiana, you can put that information in, and then it'll take you right there. But again, if you need to talk to somebody, call Katie Reiser, our development manager, at 219-472-1860.
All right. Okay, Miss Angela, I appreciate you coming by.
I appreciate you giving me an opportunity. Really enjoyed myself. I love listening to you on the radio. It's kind of nice to be in your environment.
I appreciate you.
All right.
All right. More music coming up on the Back in the Day Block Party. How about The Boss? Down the Routes right here on GVE.
The Boss is Chelsea.
That's true.